Hola, buenas tardes. Soy el Google humano, and I'm going to speak in English because I'm working in the European Business Angel Network, and I thought that in order to provide a more international mindset for this wonderful financial congress, I thought that speaking in English would be the right thing. And also because I'm going to talk about international business angels, and I think that we deserve talking in the language that they speak. Thank you very much, all the organization and ITOR for having me here and allowing me to speak in English, even though I am from Madrid. And I hope I will teach you something interesting today. And I see some familiar faces that have been in some of the events I organized, and I suppose they will be familiar with the information and the people I'm going to talk about. But again, I think this is a very precious knowledge that I want to share with all of you. And I hope all of us will learn something interesting in order to approach these interesting people who are the business angels. And I always make the same comparison. I say that picking up a business angel is like picking up your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It's a matter of seducing someone. And in this conference, what I want to tell you is how to seduce these people. Increase your opportunities of meeting these people, and I want to say, make love with them. Have a long, lasting, wonderful relationship with them. And I want to point out one important point, which is, the main goal of my conference is how to engage these people the first time in order to have a second time. I made a mistake, as you have realized, which is, you don't know me, of course, I introduced myself as Google Humano, but I also want to tell you what is the main reason why I think I have some knowledge that I can share with you. And these are the main reasons, which are, first of all, I'm working with business angels every day because I work in the European Business Angel Association in Brussels. I was an entrepreneur, and that meant that I had to approach business angels in order to engage them, to seduce them, to finance my project. I was working in enviogratis.com. It was a free postal service in the internet that unfortunately was a failure. So I had my share of failure when I was an entrepreneur. Also, I invested as a business angel or a rookie business angel in a small company called participa.com, which is a kind of crowdsourcing platform. But overall, I have friends who are business angels, and I want to introduce you one of them, which is Julian Cosley. Julian Cosley is a British business angel, and I invited him to participate in some of the events that I organized. We became friends, and most of the contents that I'm going to share with you today are coming from the wisdom of Julian Cosley, who is an angel that is currently invested in 10 companies, and he's an angel that he has been also an entrepreneur. So everything that entrepreneurs are going to do in the future, he has done it already. Well, as I was telling you, this would be my first message. When you meet an angel, your first goal shouldn't be get invested, but get another meeting. How can we seduce these angels? Or in other words, how can we make these angels hot with our proposal? I will tell you some ideas that for sure they work, or at least they work with Julian Cosley. This is the first one, an upfront proposition. When you meet an angel, be clear, tell clearly and completely all the things that you want from him or from her. For instance, here you have an example. I will read it because I think that if you are able to approach an angel and say this discourse, changing the different variables with your own proposals, you will have half of your work done. I would like you, Mr. Investor, to invest X on Y% of my business. The business will achieve C financial performance over Q years. The proposition will become valuable to various potential buyers in P years. And I intend to sell to one of these acquirers in 5 to 7 years. Given comparable deals in the market, I anticipate that the business will sell for a price which equals 5 times profit, and our forecast show that we will achieve that in that time period. If you are able to do this, wow! You will impress me, and you will impress Julian, and you will impress a lot of angels. Upfront proposition. More ideas to make angels hot. Single, main idea. The simplest, the better. Less is more. An example. We can become the definitive support organization for international staff located in Spain. This is a typical joke. My grandmother should understand my business idea. Otherwise, it's very difficult to communicate. So if you approach an angel, don't assume that the angel knows the field in you're working. So approach him with a single, clear idea. And also with evidence that your plan will work. I don't know, there are many possibilities. Here, one hint. For instance, your idea may have worked in another country, in the United States, for instance. So maybe you can say, okay, I want to make a translation of this business idea into a European ecosystem. So if it works in America, maybe it could work here. But again, show any proof that your plan will work. More ideas to make angels hot. Credible idea and credible revenue model. This is a very important point, even though I only brought 2 lines on that. Market, revenue. If you have a business, you should have also a market. And I made that mistake, so I know what I'm talking about. Many entrepreneurs create a business out of something technical, but they never approach the market and they don't really know if the market is going to accept their idea. Approach a business angel always with your market study done, or at least with some ideas that the market is going to accept your product, because an angel is investing in order to get a return on his investment. Therefore, if there is no market, no customers, no clients, no money, no return, I should stress that this is a key point. Ever research your market and show your angel that you know your market. Another important point, credible and committed team. Why? New companies, entrepreneurial companies, have no history. And that means that we don't have historical figures, historical financials to decide, okay, this is a great company. If we don't have financials, what else do we have? Brains, people. We need people committed to the idea, to the project. And it's a gut feeling. I know angels that have invested in entrepreneurs just because there is a good feeling between them. There is something in there that says, okay, this is the right person. Maybe it's the confidence in the words, or maybe it's the commitment he or she has taken in his project. For instance, he got a mortgage to invest in their project. Or they were great professionals working in a big company and decided to break away and to create their own thing. These people are really experienced, committed, and that's what an angels want. If you are going to work overtime, weekends on a project, you need committed people. If you are not committed in your project, don't expect anyone else to be committed. And of course, not an angel. More ideas to make angels hot. A business plan ready. Have your business plan ready, and with the last ingredient. It's like a car. You have your car completely done, and you only miss one thing, one ingredient, gasoline. Just pour some gasoline, here we go, hit the road. So the business plan has to be ready to go, only missing gasoline, money. 7, enough gasoline, enough funding. Why? If you think that your project needs, say, €500,000, ask for €500,000, because it shows naivete, it shows that you are not a plan, you don't have a plan, you haven't, that you have everything under control. If you approach an angel, the same angel a second time, and ask for money once more. If you need this amount for the very beginning, ask for that, so that you have all your homework done, rather than just asking for a few, just a little bit, and then a little bit, because it shows, okay, you haven't planned all the money that you really need. More ideas. An angel wants to have a voice in a company, so ever offer him or her enough shares to have a voice in that company, at least 5% of the equity of the company. And of course, since you want the angel to invest on your company, you have to offer him a sound valuation and also an attractive investment return. which means that you have to have downside protection before upside gain. More ideas. These are bonus ideas. They are not so critical, but they will help you. For instance, choose angels in the sector you work. If an angel lives close from the place where your company is, that's much better. It's proximity, so face-to-face contact is possible. And also provide something absolutely illogical, irrational to make the angel love you. It's like love. There's something that you cannot explain. For instance, all the ecosystem of the angel, all the people that he or she respects is saying, yes, invest on them. If you are able to achieve that, you for sure will make an angel hot. Yes, and after making angels hot, I have to tell you the bad news. We make mistakes sometimes. So I want to warn you also about the mistakes that we entrepreneurs usually do when we approach angels. Or, in other words, what make angels cold. And point number one is garbage, rubbish, trash. Angels are, the best angels, the professional angels are experienced business people. So never ever say something that don't match the real world experience. Say things that they know they are true. Never try to cheat them. They have been already before. You're the rookie, they are the experts. Second thing that makes angels cold, a naive and negligent entrepreneur, which means do your homework first. For instance, if you approach an angel, if you approach me, if you approach Julian, if you approach anyone else, do your homework. It's very easy. Now, most of the information is now available in the internet, or maybe this angel has a LinkedIn profile. Check the angel. See if his field of expertise matches what you need in your company. Another thing that the angel hates, remember my point number one was an upfront proposition. So an unclear proposition will always make an angel cold. And in order to orientate an angel about the interest of your investment, you should provide, for instance, a net present value or an earning multiple calculation of all the money that he or she could earn with, if he or she invests in your company. More details to make angels cold. Complaints. Never ever say that the money that you get from an angel is expensive. An angel is risking money out of his or her own pocket on your idea, on your company. So you have to be grateful. Never complain. Angels take big risks, so they deserve a voice. And if they are hard, if they are tough, they really deserve it. They're paying for that. Another thing that makes angels cold are impossible propositions. This is related to the points I was talking to you before, which means do your homework. If you propose something to an angel, for instance, we have here a proposal, and we don't know if this proposal is reasonable or it is not. If it's impossible, come on, it's as if you approach me and you ask me to perform a professional job in which I am not capable. I cannot do it. I thought, okay, do you know what I can do or what I cannot do? So research your angel and propose him or her some things that he or she can really give to your company. More ideas to avoid, of course. No backup data. If you approach an angel and you say, my business plan is over ready, I just need your money to hit the road. Yes, please show me. Oh, no, sorry, I don't have my business plan here with me. It's not completely done. We will send it to you in 2 weeks. Bad image. Or we have top-level financials, but yes, we will send it to you. No. If you approach an angel, have all the backup data, all the documents that you need with you. In case you have any questions, here you go, the documentation you need. This is point number 7. It's also a point to make angels cold, but also is one of the rules to avoid if you are a professional networker, which means always ends with a sales close, or at least ask for reference. If you're approaching something which is somebody who has got a lot of value, who's got a lot of network, you should never leave that person, say bye-bye, and don't ever have create another opportunity to have a second or a third or a fourth meeting. A sales close could be, for instance, will you be able to help us in the future? Or another close could be, oh, you're such an experienced person and you should have a big network. We would really appreciate if you can introduce our project to angels, just like you. More points to avoid. We're entrepreneurs, so we are not supposed to give up easy. If the angel says no, we can always say, okay, why? Please let me learn from your experience. And if we learn from his or her experience and we improve our project, we could approach the angel and remind him, okay, you remember me. We met some months ago. You were right. We have some shortcomings in our project, but we have improved. Would you be willing to listen to our new project? Again, another opportunity to have a second meeting. Point number one is something in which we could be discussing hours and hours. Horrible, dreadful presentations. If you make a PowerPoint presentation to an angel, be prepared. Be prepared means that you have to do a lot of things, but at least you have to avoid all these things, which are horrible time administration, no story, no interaction, no passion, no voice, etc., etc. Okay, I've been talking, generally speaking, about how you can engage an angel. And now I'm going to make it personal. Again, I introduce you Julian Cosley, and Julian has a very clear idea of what to expect from an investment proposal, and I'm going to share it with you. If you want to pick up Julian in order to invest in your project, you have to ask him between 25,000 and 150,000 euros. You have to give him power of decision, which means that he has to have a voice in the exit strategy, or he has to have an option when the value of the company increases, so that his shares of the company won't dilute. Also, you can offer him a position as a non-executive or as a chairman, and of course he wants to be paid, and that is the money that he would like to get in exchange of all his services. He's got an incredible network. And also, as I write here, give him an active role in creating value for the company, in deciding the exit strategy, in any possible strategic option that you want to have in your company. If you're able to provide this to Julian, for sure, he will help him a lot. He will help you a lot to scale your company and to become it a global company. Okay, this is pretty much what I wanted to say. Just one final message, which is this. As I told you before, this is a matter of love or seducing. So, okay, this is a big game, this is a responsible game, this is a difficult game, but still enjoy the ride, which means try to be yourself, be a fun, be a knowledgeable, be a person easy and good to be around, because I assure you, and I know some angels, I assure you that angels just want to be proud of your companies just the way you are proud of yourselves. This is all. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you, Miguel Ángel. We have some questions for you. One moment, please. Yes, the first one is the profile of Spanish entrepreneurs different from the rest of Europe? And if so, why?
No, not at all. Actually, my impression is that we have entrepreneurs with a high profile, and they are very knowledgeable of all the things that are going on abroad, and they're as much prepared as any other entrepreneur all over Europe to approach international angels and get invested. Actually, I was working here in the Basque Country with this kind of projects, and I can tell you that I brought international angels such as Julian, and they were impressed at the level that the angels here in Euskadi have.
Thank you. Another typical question, what is most important, the project or the person behind
the
it?
person.
The person.
I can tell you for sure, I meet so many angels that they will trust a great person with a social project than an incredible project led by a mediocre person.
Okay. This is another question about the venture capital. Why have in Spain the venture capital a more public component than private?
Maybe because here in Spain we have trusted the state to help us quite a lot, whereas in other countries, especially in the Anglo-Saxon countries, they have trust more the private enterprise in order to create, to develop the economy and to develop the society. So, I mean, it's exactly the same with not only in risk capital, everything that is related to entrepreneurship here in Spain, is backed by the state rather than backed by the society or the entrepreneurs themselves. So, I mean, the risk capital is just mirroring what is going on in the entire ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. We have another question. In this case, Twitter, from Twitter, what is the importance of doing an active networking? And very active networking.
It's critical. It's critical. Okay, all of you will be familiar with the term bootstrapping. And when you have no resources, point number one, and when brains, people, is one of your key resources, being a great networking is fantastic, because if you meet people and people trust on your project, your passion, your idea, your team, they will be willing to help you. I'm talking about the case of Julian, for instance, because he has helped me quite a lot in developing my professional career. That, I mean, I have to insist, okay, if you want to meet a great angel, I'm making some marketing of him, but it's the real truth. You want to approach a professional angel willing to invest, you have to approach this person. So, my point is, I lost my train of thought. The question was, sorry?
Yes, the question, the importance of doing a very active networking.
Yeah, you need to approach people. I mean, if you want to engage angels, you have to meet angels, and also, it's like marketing. If you don't approach your customers, the more the better, you won't have the feedback you need in order to know what your market wants. So you are not here to be self-fulfilled with what you're doing. You're here to provide a service to your market. Therefore, you have to talk with your market, and the best way is to network, to meet people, to talk, and especially face-to-face, direct contact.
Okay. How much time will be ideal for business angel remain in a business project?
Usually an angel wants to stay in a project between 3 and 7 years. The less the better. I mean, angels, they don't want to marry you. They want to have a great experience with you, but they want to be paid at the end. So it's just like us. If I invest in the stock market, I would love to sell my shares tomorrow and get, say, a 100% benefit. So an angel would like to get out as soon as possible. But the reality is that no less than 3 years in the case of internet projects and bio projects, for instance, in the pharma sector, angels could be there, say, 7, 8, 9 years.
Mm-hmm. Can you do a quick SWOT analysis on an entrepreneurship? Excuse me, one moment. Yes. Can you do a quick SWOT, DAFO, analysis of a project of the one moment, here is the question. Yes, about sobre un emprendizaje en España, vamos.
Sí, sí, lo hago en español si quieres.
Sí, sí, no, vale. Yes.
Como quieras. En español o en inglés, da igual.
Lo que quiera, inglés.
Ok, sobre un emprendedor.
Un emprendizaje. Un análisis rápido, un análisis DAFO rápido sobre un emprendizaje en España. Algo así, es decir, ¿qué riesgos, qué debilidades, qué fortalezas tiene el llevar a cabo un emprendizaje? Bueno, sin más, igual es lo que has, estado contando, efectivamente.
Es que
resumirlo en un DAFO, quizás, riesgos, debilidad.
Es que debilidad, weakness, entrepreneurs have to be prepared. This is a profession. This is just like being a consultant or a technician. You have to be prepared. And entrepreneurs are not prepared. I was one of them, so I do know that we need more education, more preparation, and more experience, and to failure every now and then in order to learn from our failures. And strength, we're in a big market. In Europe, we have a 45 million market, so it's okay for a European country. And we speak an international language, which is Spanish, so we can access the Latin American market also. Opportunity, we are in the middle of a crisis, so the whole economy has no future. Right? We have to invest in innovation, for sure. And I missed one point. I said weakness, I said opportunity, I said, what else?
Fortaleza.
Fortaleza. I don't know which point. Fortaleza, strength. We have very good technicians in Spain. We have good universities with good technical projects. I am amazed at the amount of talent that we can find in the internet. So as I told, I think I talked about that in one of the questions. We have very good entrepreneurs in Spain with good ideas, and maybe we just need to be a little bit more ambitious and to think not about conquering the Spanish market, but about conquering a global market, which means doing things in English, approaching international angels, and thinking that our market is not Euskadi, not Spain, it's the entire world.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Un aplauso, por favor. Gracias. Muy bien.
Gracias.
Miguel Ángel.